This is Nederland. This large reservoir here feeds 1/3 of Boulder's drinking water. If you kind of zoom in, this is where our wastewater facility had been. It's right on the beach of our reservoir. It's 3 lagoons. It's an old lagoon system that we had to replace. So I was elected in 2008, and they said, hey, we're going to build a new wastewater plant. And I said, great, I build schools. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, this is what we normally see when we look at the Barker Reservoir. This is from the ski resort. And this is our beach. This is our premier site that you see when you drive into Nederland. And it was our wastewater lagoons right on the beach. So, the engineers we were discussing it with said, we're not going to insulate the building. I said, this is crazy, you're not going to insulate the building? They said it needs 16 air changes per hour, so what's the point at 8,000 feet of insulating a building at 20 below zero? The building itself, so what we did is we got rid of our engineers, and we paid off their contract and we got another set of engineers, and what we did is we separated the building into 2 buildings. This smaller building here is what needs 16 air changes per hour, and the main building is both buildings are fully insulated and highly energy efficient. So we get into construction. We start getting into the ground. The first lagoon goes away. The first piece of the design that saved so much electricity, the initial estimates for electrical usage for the new building was $150,000 a year. And for a small town like ours, that was a big chunk of change. The existing wastewater lagoons cost $15,000 a year to man the little motors that run around the lagoons. These high efficiency blowers have magnetic bearings, and they're variable speed drives, and they're super efficient. So that was the first thing that we added funding to in order to decrease our operating expense. The second thing that we added extra funding to was controls. And the control system is fabulous in this. We added a lot of extra monitoring so that we can operate the plant much more efficiently. Also, we have tankless water heaters, and the effluent, which is the result of the wastewater treatment plant, we use for irrigating the property around it and for washing down equipment and trucks and those kinds of things. So it's also water efficient. We also dug all these giant holes to build the building, and we got all these rocks. And so we used a local contractor to select the correct rocks and use it as on the wainscoting on the outside of the building. It cut costs, it has minimal maintenance, and it also adds to thermal resistance to maintain the heat of the building. We also use high-tech UV disinfection, which doesn't use chemicals, which keeps the water much more natural. This is the chemical side. We also installed tertiary filters. This is an extra filter system that is beyond what is required for this plant. Thanks to Boulder, who funded this part of the plant, because our community is very concerned about water and the environment, and this makes the water much more clean for 1/3 of Boulder's drinking water. The reduction of nutrients, this is the system that takes phosphorus and nitrogen out. So this is our site, and now these 2 lagoons are gone, and this one remains. It's going to remain for 2 years, which we're going to use as an emergency, just in case something doesn't work. We've got a place to put it. We've got 2 years to kind of clean up the site. But when you look at the site, this used to be a view of a giant pile of rocks and a sewage lagoon. And now this is becoming our new park. And already, now that this picture was taken just last week, now that this is turning into a new park, you can already see eagles and hawks flying in the area, which this is what our community really gets behind, is bringing back our park and nature. It's our beachfront property. We also have a solar connection for a solar garden that we're putting on the site where the third lagoon is. And we also have a future heat exchange system that's already been installed. And we capture the heat from the sludge that's coming down the line. And the process also generates heat. And we capture that heat, and we're heating the entire teen center next door to this building. So that's my story, and I'll take any questions. Yes?
Is this thing designed now to meet the new federal ammonia standards for wastewater?
I'm not an engineer. But it is, it meets all the current standards as far as I know. I don't know specifically.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes?
I want to, as you know, we're getting into building a new wastewater treatment plant as well. So how much did this cost? Do you remember?
We're at about $4 million.
Okay.
We did reduce the electrical need from $150,000 estimate down to $15,000, below $15,000, which was below what we were spending on the wastewater lagoons. Overall, because the project is a green project, we got a 0% loan through DOLA, and so we saved our community $9.8 million over the life of this building.